Hi, welcome back to Movie Review Mom. Thanks for subscribing. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And be sure and ring that little bell, and you'll be notified by email every time I upload new movie reviews. But today, the movie I'm reviewing is Arctic Dogs. This movie is rated PG. It's an hour and 32 minutes. And the movie review mom grade I'm giving it is a D minus. Wah, wah. And I'll tell you why. D for don't bother. But first, in a quick nutshell, this is Entertainment Studios' first animated feature, and it shows. Directed by Aaron Woodley, this family-friendly movie is a big snore. The animation is not very good, and it's hard to get very excited about package deliveries, which is basically what the plot is about. With a protagonist with very few redeeming qualities, really none, and an extremely boring plot and nonsensical one at that, this disappointing animated movie is one to skip. First, some quick tips for parents. Some creatures punch each other in the nose as their secret handshake. Like that's supposed to be adorable. Various characters are in perilous situations with cartoon violence. The main character, Swifty, lies to impress a girl and misrepresents himself many times dishonestly in order to get attention. Not exactly a role model you want your kids to be watching. Sometimes big words are used or talked about that very young children won't understand. There are also some thick Russian and French accents that make it hard to understand what's being said. And by the end of the movie, the beloved actor John Cleese, who has a very thick British accent, becomes also very hard to understand what he's saying. And it's kind of like he just got tired of being in the film as well. Young children won't be able to read the frequent written messages in various scenes, but most of the time the messages are read aloud, so that helps. There's no profanity, yay, but there's rude humor and of course potty humor because it's a kids movie. There's even some kissing, which little kids won't like. Now, some themes of the movie are global warming, which is a bit of a stretch, and it's kind of like they figured they had to tie that in somehow because that's sort of a popular topic right now. And it was just kind of lame. A positive theme is be true to yourself. And Jeremy Renner's character says, everyone is unique and has something special to offer. That's true. However, it's said like in the last 30 seconds of the movie, almost as an afterthought. Swifty also says dreams do come true, although not always in the way you expect them to. And again, that's at the very end of the movie. Like they recognize they're trying to pull out some positive themes that parents can get behind. Teamwork and making the world a better place, doing what you can, are also some attempts at positive themes. Now, some things that I liked, and unfortunately, this list is quite small. The voice talents include very talented actors such as Jeremy Renner, Heidi Klum, not really known as an actor, but her voice was cute. James Franco, John Cleese, Angelica Houston, Alec Baldwin, and Omar Sy. Those big names must be where all the budget for this film went because it didn't go into the animation. There are some cute visual gags, not nearly enough. And then there's this moment where this big bear offers encouragement for Swifty when he hates his job and gets depressed. And so the big bear says, he encourages him to go to his happy place. That's actually good advice. Our attitudes and thoughts can absolutely affect how we perceive the world around us. And if you can't control your situation, you always can change your attitude. And that's kind of a probably almost a bigger theme that I think I might have gone with in this movie, because so many people are really struggling with depression and anxiety nowadays. I know everybody likes to joke about the millennials as being snowflakes, but it's kind of a serious issue and a problem that the movie could have spent a little bit more time addressing because it is a problem. Anyway, off my soapbox. Now, the list of things that I didn't like is pretty long. First of all, in the animation, there's very little texture or detail. We have become so spoiled with great animation from studios like Disney, Pixar. So this kind of looked like it could have gone straight to DVD or Netflix, or just been kind of a what I call a Saturday morning cartoon. It just wasn't feature film quality, in my opinion. And I just had to laugh. What a brilliant way to save money on animation by getting a white fox next to snow so that really you only have to animate, the eyes. It was funny, but again, I was just thinking it's kind of lazy animation. Most of the humor just isn't really that funny. There's no charm, there's no warmth. And I don't say that just because it takes place in the Arctic. None of the characters are particularly inspiring. And I like Jeremy Renner, but sadly, his character is a complete douchebag for the majority of the movie. Again, not something that you want your children to aspire to in this particular character. And there are just weird characters like a walrus with spider legs, and it's not really explained how that came to be, as well as some other characters that are just uninspired. The ending is just a frantic mess, and the rest of the movie is just boring and bland. The plot makes no sense. For example, why would you need to have dogs, Arctic dogs, deliver the mail when there's all of this technology around them? The animated universe that they're in just doesn't make sense. Like they didn't put that much thought into it. There's even a strong bear that could have been a better choice for hand delivering these packages. I don't know. I was just like, whatever. There are some adorable puffins, although they look more like tropical toucans from the Amazon forest and jungle or something. And unfortunately, they're supposed to be funny, like the entertaining minions in Despicable Me, but they're just not. They're just, you can see what the film is attempting to do with them, but it just doesn't land. There's a This movie also offers a perfect example of a very smart young woman who falls for a guy who's just completely below her league. In other words, she's out of his league. I don't know what she sees in him, and it's a terrible role model for your young daughters. The movie feels much longer because it's so bad. You will find yourself looking at your watch or your cell phone. And here's an example of a really bad funny line. So Heidi Klum's character says to this guy who's trying to flirt with her, "Oh, you really messed that up." And he says, this is Jeremy Renner's white fox character. He says, "Nobody's perfect. Arr, 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 arr." Anyway, there are jokes about somebody's fly, your zipper, and just kind of some crude, inappropriate humor that just really isn't that funny or clever at all. So again, this is not a movie you want to race out to see at the movie theater. If it comes on TV, you can throw your kids in front of it. But even still, I don't think that the messages that it delivers are great. Or at the very least, you could talk to your kids about, what did you think was the theme of this movie, and how could you have made this movie better? In that way, I guess it could be time well spent. Anyway, again, thanks for subscribing. I truly appreciate your support. When this little movie review ends, click on the next movie review and give me a thumbs up. Bye for now.